Hello, my dear friends. I have been contemplating today's video for a few days, and quite frankly, I don't know where to start. There are so many things I want to talk to you about. I've been surfing the internet in an attempt to get some direction, hoping that something will pop out at me, but no such luck. But I have to start somewhere. So, yes, I am reading the excerpts from Robert Lacey's book, and I do not have much to say about it other than that most of what I've read so far are all things I have read, heard, or even said before. Two things I do want to comment on, though. When Mr. Lacey talks about the pregnancy announcement, he said Megan was 12 weeks when they left for Australia. Sorry, Mr. Lacey, the word from the palace at the time, as reported in every newspaper, was that she was just shy of 15 weeks. And this is a direct quote, as I'm not British and never talk about just shy of. But we'll get back to this at a later date. For now, you can go read my letter to the Queen on my website. The link is in my community page. What I do want to talk about today is about Mr. Omid Scobie's tweets and interviews. Omid Scobie, or as I prefer to call him, and I admit that I get this from Lady C, amid scabies. And on the subject, I further agree with her that amid scabies is really becoming an itch I would love to scratch until it bleeds. Well, he is now overstepping his boundaries by trying his damnedest to throw as much shade on the royal family as he possibly can. Stupidly, he chose the wrong subject, namely racism. In an interview in the Daily Mail on the 18th of June, Scabies says that there were more than one conversation with regards to Archie's skin color. He does not confirm anything, but hints that a future head of state may have been one of those with concerns about the baby's skin color. Well, a future head of state could only be Prince Charles or Prince William. It now certainly appears as if scabies contracted the same mental diseases Harry and Meghan suffer from. Most of you will know that I'm not a particular fan of Prince Charles's, but I'm fair. And although there are a myriad of negative things I could say about Prince Charles, one thing I cannot say about him, and one thing I cannot and will not ever accuse him of, is racism. Prince Charles discovered woke before it was even a word with certain connotations. Prince Charles had used his Prince's Trust International and Prince's Trust to prepare the youth for job opportunities in many countries and in Britain, with absolutely no regard to skin color. And you only need to go on the website and listen to referrals from others to actually see that. Prince Charles had been close to many leaders of many African countries, one of which was our own Nelson Mandela. I'm not even going to waste my time any further to prove that amid scabies is talking pure unadulterated shite. If scabies was pointing at Prince William, he was equally talking shite. Prince William and his wife Catherine managed their patronages in a total colourblind fashion, as they should. Prince William and Catherine entertained Barack Obama and his wife in their private residence. Like with Prince Charles, I am not even going to waste my time to list the many examples. What I do want to know is, why is the palace allowing amid scabies to sully their name? Why is he getting away with this defamatory narrative? Prince Charles, as well as Prince William, had previously sued the media. I would think it is time Mr. Scabies is also brought to justice. Okay, but let's move away from itchy things and get back to some basics. The matter of the alleged bullying of staff during Harry and Meghan's days in the royal family is again hogging space on social media, and apparently the report will not be ready for this year's royal report and financials. And allegedly, the investigation is ongoing. In pure narc fashion, Madam is asking for everything. Every comment, every statement and allegation. Well, as stupid as she is not entitled to anything during the investigation phase, but only afterwards will she be given the opportunity to defend herself. Not that there is much for her to defend herself with, I'm afraid. As this news is hitting the headlines, more and more people are coming out relating their interactions with Meghan. I had previously told you about a photographer and a producer who related to the media how entitled and rude she was when they worked with her. The one even said that his mild-mannered assistant suffered greatly after the shoot. But it is not only people in her work environment who are relating stories about her lies, her jealousy, her sense of entitlement. This kind of behavior goes right back to her childhood. I recently read Samantha Markle's book, thanks to a subscriber, Laura, who sent me a copy. And in Samantha's book, there were quite a few instances where Meghan's horrible, nasty personality jumped off the pages at me. And here are only three of the instances from her childhood. On page 102, Samantha recalls an incident where she was talking to Meghan about her little friend, Nanaki Pretty, and about how much Meghan and Nanaki actually look alike. Anyway, Samantha recalls saying to Meghan, Meg, you and Nikki look so much alike. She could sleep in your bed and Dad would think she was you. You could sleep in her bed at her house, and her parents would think you were her. Meghan, in a very snarky manner, retorted, She can't be me. It seemed really grandiose that that would be her response. Okay, so that was on page 102. Of course, Meghan, even at that age, thought she was so brilliant and so cute and so unique that she was offended when Samantha said or thought that her and Nanaki looked alike. Then on page 137 and 138, Samantha tells about a bit part that she got in a series called Matlock. Now, a lot of you younger guys won't remember Matlock, but I still remember Matlock. Anyway, so they were all visiting on a farm with some friends, and they were sitting at the dinner table, and the mother or the lady, the woman of the house, chimed in enthusiastically and said, Samantha's going to be a star. Samantha looked over at Meghan and couldn't help but notice that she looked very uncomfortable. She raised her eyebrows and grimaced. I'm not even going to read the rest, but again, that shows you that even in her childhood, Meghan could not even stand for her own sister to have some measure of success. That was how bad her jealousy and entitlement was even then. Then on page 148, Samantha tells how their father used to buy their Christmas gifts and blah, blah, blah and wrap it. But then one Christmas he decided to do something else. So he brought home a catalogue and told Samantha and Megan that they could choose their own gifts from the catalogue. Anyway, Samantha found a nice ring, which she actually thought of suggesting to Megan, but never mind, she liked it herself. And she writes, and I'm just reading pieces from the page. I pointed at a ring that was about $300. This looks nice. It's tanzanite and 14-karat gold, I said. Megan turned pale, and I, that's Samantha, could see her forehead bead with perspiration as she said in the tone of voice that could have burned a hole in the wall, and without ever even bringing her lips together, "You are not getting that ring, babe." Her response made it clear that she was feeling jealous by me picking out something slightly above what is considered moderately priced. Now, I don't think it had anything to do with the price. I think that Megan thought that Samantha was choosing this for herself, and she couldn't stand the thought of Samantha having something nice. Anyway, moving on to Megan's early adulthood. It is not difficult to find accounts by waitresses and assistants on a variety of film sets recounting her entitled, ungrateful, superior attitude. Twitter, Quora, Instagram, and other social media platforms are full of it. Her bad behavior also did not stop at Kensington Palace, but continued after they left Britain. While living in Tyler Perry's mansion, she treated staff very badly. The list of her foul behavior ranges from having staff park away from the home, not allowing them to keep their cell phones with them, females being patted down by male security, throwing and breaking things after an argument with Harry, and elbowing a woman, causing her to fall into a swimming pool. It has also come to my attention months ago that 4 of the workers at Tyler Perry's mansion at the time had been talking to attorneys, threatening to sue Madam Megan. It was also told to me months ago that Tyler Perry telephoned Oprah, who was in Hawaii, and told her to remove the now unwelcome guests who were causing so much chaos. Oprah allegedly sent a vehicle and they were housed in one of her properties until they could eventually move to their own home. My dear friends, it's time we face the truth. Megan is a narcissist, a sociopath, and she is not going to stop until she is made to stop. And she will only be stopped when she is completely humiliated and discredited and or lands herself in jail or an asylum for a while. In the meantime, I am begging the Queen to remove all of Harry and Meghan's titles because those titles currently only serve to heighten their sense of importance and grandiosity. While we are mentioning Harry, it is said that he will arrive in the UK tomorrow so he can isolate for 5 days before the unveiling. As we know, there were fluff pieces that Meghan will join him in Britain, but that was soon and very quickly debunked, and the Harkles were given the opportunity to use the baby as an excuse, which is just fine by me. However, now it is said that Harry will be bringing his son, so his son could see Her Majesty the Queen, blah, blah, blah. Now, we all know that if that is true, it is more likely a case of Harry wanting to hide behind a child. I mean, who would scold or have a serious discussion with Harry in front of a 2-year-old child. But you guys, I have a question for you. What would you say or think if I told you that Archie may be or may have been in Britain all this time? Stories are still reaching my ears that Archie appears and disappears, and that Archie was not with Meghan when Harry was in the UK for Prince Philip's funeral, and that he only reappeared after Harry's return. I still want to know what is going on with Archie. And before I end this video, only one more thing. In Megan's interview about her book, she said Archie has a voracious appetite for books. Camilla Tominey misquoted her and took it to mean Archie is a voracious reader at the age of 2. Nevertheless, the Sussex Squad members have now taken it upon themselves to threaten Camilla and her children's lives. My dear friends, Parliament and the monarchy need to wake up and act. This cannot continue. It is getting out of hand. After the Oprah interview, Duchess Catherine received numerous threats, and now we can see with our own eyes the vile threat sent to Camilla Tominey. It is my sincere opinion that the Harkles need to be shut down sooner rather than later. Definitely before someone really gets hurt. Okay, my dear friends, myself and some friends are seriously investigating some serious stuff. Dragon Man has 2 more papers to write tomorrow, and I have a few more to grade. When I'm done, I'll get stuck into everything we have collected over the past 2 weeks and compile it into a video. If all goes well, the first part will be out on Friday or Saturday at the latest. Next week, I will also announce the first ever bookworm competition. So watch out for the announcement on the community page and the video which will accompany it. Again, if our load shedding schedule, the weather and internet plays along, you guys can look out for it on Wednesday next week. Okay, so you guys, until we meet again on Friday or Saturday, take good care of yourselves. Bye.